Sean Strickland shouldn't fight for the middleweight belt next. All right. And he's not going to. Okay. Sean Strickland, after the Hamzat Chimaev Robert Whitaker fight, went on this huge Twitter rant. Pretty much just trying to secure his opportunity in his rematch against Dricus Du Plessis, man. And he's not fighting for that belt next, okay? He's not fighting for that belt next, guys. Let me tell you why. If you're the UFC, ask yourselves this. Who would you rather see fight Dricus? The undefeated guy who just submitted arguably the top 3 middleweight of the past decade in one round? Or Sean Strickland? The guy who goes 5 rounds in all his fights but says he's going to go to a war. Says there's going to be blood, there's going to be chaos. Goes 5 rounds with the guys every time, man. Sean Strickland was never supposed to be the middleweight champion. The UFC doesn't want a guy like Sean Strickland as the middleweight champion. We know that Dana White is all about freedom of speech, all about letting their fighters voice their opinions. But the UFC is still a corporate business. All right. I'm sorry if I got to go on the corporate side of things, but I got to talk about the facts here that nobody wants to talk about. The ugly truth. I got to talk about the ugly truth. Behind closed doors, man, when you have Sean Strickland saying calling Dricus the F word, calling his coach the F word, calling him gay, calling him all this, that, and the third, there's corporate heads in the back that are like, all right, this guy is a brand risk. This guy is jeopardizing the reputation of the UFC. Okay? And I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a political dude. I don't hop in politics. I don't talk about what's right or what's wrong. I'm just calling the facts here, man. I'm just calling the facts here, man. Hate me. I'm not saying I don't like Sean Strickland. I'm not saying I do like Sean Strickland. I'm just saying, man. I'm just calling it the truth. Sean Strickland was never supposed to be the middleweight champion. When Sean Strickland got put in that position to fight Israel Adesanya on short notice because Dricus pulled out, the UFC had this never even could fathom the fact that Sean Strickland could beat Israel Adesanya. That sounded bogus. But he did. He beat Israel Adesanya convincingly. Pretty boring, honestly. Let's be honest, guys. Sean Strickland, that fight with Israel Adesanya was boring. Okay? The only good moment in that fight was when he surprised everybody and landed that straight down the middle and knocked Izzy on the ground. But even then, he was doing no damage to Izzy. I think it just stunned him. Just caught him off guard. It's like one of those strikes you didn't see coming, so it knocks you and makes your legs go a little loose. He didn't hurt Izzy. And nowhere in that fight did I think Izzy was hurt. I think Izzy was being outmatched. I think Izzy was getting frustrated. Nowhere in that fight was I thinking, yeah, it's over. It's over. Izzy's about to get KO'd. And then we got this fight with Paul Acosta, man. Apparently the #1 contender fight, right? And dude, bro, like another boring ass fight. I'm sorry, man. Sean Strickland, you're just not as impressive as people like to say, man. All right. And you dug your own hole with the things you say online and your public persona. Because as much as the UFC, again, is all about freedom of speech and all about letting their fighters say what they want, they don't want a guy like Sean Strickland as champion. So Sean Strickland, you're not fighting for the belt next. They're going to give it to Hamzat Chimaev. And I'm calling it right now. Sean Strickland will probably fight Israel Adesanya here soon. They'll probably have a rematch of that fight. Hopefully get Izzy back in the winning column so they could because they want Izzy. The UFC wants Izzy in the title picture. Hell, they want Izzy as the champion, honestly. Izzy brings money to the UFC. And it's a business at the end of the day. Let's talk about business here. So Hamzat's going to fight Dricus. Can Hamzat beat Dricus? Yes. But I don't think Hamzat can submit Dricus as fast as he did Robert Whitaker. Okay? One thing about Hamzat Chimaev is out the first round, he got that. What's that perk in UFC 5? He got out the gates. All right, out the gates, he's scary, man. That's a scary boy right there. He'll probably be able to take Dreykus down in the first round. Might be able to hold him down in the first round. But Dreykus, he's going to be able to keep himself from getting submitted. Okay? He's going to be able to defend against the transitions for the most part. At least defend enough to where he's not getting submitted. And that is going to lead to another Gilbert Burns Hamzat Chimaev fight, where later in the rounds we'll see maybe Dreykus really picking up the pace and landing good shots on Hamzat. But Hamzat already won the first 2-3 rounds just off ground control and ground and pound and being able to control the early parts of that fight, with Dreykus pretty much playing the comeback game for the later rounds. And then Hamzat gets the decision. Okay, I don't think Hamzat has it in him to be able to knock or submit Dreykus, at least right now. Hey, hell, but I will admit, nobody thought that Hamzat was gonna do what he did against Robert Whitaker as fast as he did. I mean, the guy literally broke his jaw. Okay, we take a second to step back together, guys. This man broke his jaw, or not broke his jaw, but caved his face in. That's a crazy feat right there, man. That's a crazy feat. All right, can't ignore it. But he's not doing it against Dreykus. He's gonna beat Dreykus, but he's not doing that against Dreykus. So Hamzat is the guy that UFC has wanted in that middleweight. Hamzat is the guy that the UFC has wanted to be the middleweight champion for I don't know how long, okay? So Hamzat is going to get that title opportunity. He's going to fight Dreykus in Dreykus' next defense. Sean Strickland is going to probably go kick the dirt somewhere, bitch on Twitter, and people will forget about him, man. Again, Sean Strickland, you were never supposed to be champion. I hate to admit it, bro, but I genuinely don't believe that the UFC was ever going to give him a shot at the title until they were put in a position where Dreykus pulled out and they need to keep this event alive. So Sean Strickland's the only guy we got right now. Only guy that makes sense. Everybody else is coming off losses. Throw him in there. I mean, guys. Sean Strickland went from what? He lost to Jared Cannonier in a 5-round fight. Sean Strickland came off a loss to Jared Cannonier, then beat Iman Imagaev. I can never pronounce his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then he beat Nurmagomedov, Umas Nurmagomedov. Please forgive me if I'm butchering these names, guys. All right, but yeah, he was able to beat those two guys, and he was a short notice replacement for the Izzy fight. But if Dreykus never pulled out that Izzy fight, I promise y'all, Sean Strickland would have never got a shot at that title. They would have kept him away from that title. They would have gave him the Ankalaev treatment. They would have gave him the Ankalaev treatment. They would have gave him the Bilal Muhammad treatment. They would have given him the Leon Edwards treatment. They would have kept him away from that title until the UFC's hand was so forced that they're like, okay, let's give him a title fight, and hopefully Hamzat Chimaev is champion by that time. Okay, because what's gonna happen if Sean Strickland fights Dreykus again? If it's a close fight, I don't think Sean gets to judge a scorecard. So I say that to say this: Hamzat versus Dreykus, next middleweight championship fight. Hamzat will then fight maybe Sean Strickland, because they know Hamzat's gonna destroy Sean Strickland. They want Hamzat as champion, then they'll don't throw Sean Strickland to fight. Because there's no way in hell Sean Strickland has a chance against Hamzat Chimaev. Let's be honest, man. We even hear that they spar before and Hamzat Chimaev basically ragdolled him. All right, it's not happening. So I just wanted to come on here and give my quick opinion to y'all, let y'all know Hamzat Chimaev is fighting for that middleweight championship next. Sean Strickland, sorry, you gotta go kick the dirt somewhere and cry. And you'll be all right. You'll be able to fight Israel Adesanya, get Israel, and y'all could run that back. Izzy beats you, then you'll have a trilogy set up. You'll have a money fight set up, man. Fighting Izzy is a little big payday. But I'll see y'all when I see y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. Peace.